This episode of Hometown Heroes brought to you by Hampton Roads Chevy Dealers. Hi, I'm Chris Anderson. What does it take to be a hero? Courage, honor, a commitment to serve others. Heroes may wear a uniform or not. Every day, they set examples for us. Join me as we salute Hometown Heroes. There's great honor in the logistics of moving troops and material. I'm here at the Army Transportation Museum at the Joint Base Langley-Eustis. This museum does more than illustrate history. Soldiers come here and find recognition for their jobs well done. The Transportation Corps rebuilt France's shattered railroad system after the D-Day landing in World War II. That allowed trains to take equipment like the M16 half-track to the front lines.
The half-track was important during World War II because they found by moving mechanized infantry and armor, there were times when the enemy aircraft would come and strafe the convoy. When it would come in, it would strafe at about 800 feet, and then the anti-aircraft guns on a half-track were effective within 800 feet, so they were able to take out airplanes that were attacking the convoys.
The half-tracks are actually based on a scout car, a white scout car. And what they did, the scout car was a 4x4 vehicle. They replaced the rear axle with tracks. The M16, which we have, is based on the M3 half-track, which is slightly longer than the M2 half-track. And the use of tracks actually allows greater mobility over rough terrain, over standard wheel vehicles. The front axle is still a driving axle from the 4x4 vehicle, so it allows it a greater use. If you use the standard truck, even if you have a 6-wheel, 3 axles that are all driving axles, you're sure going to have more problems going over rough terrain when you're off the road than you do have tracks. Tracks just offer greater mobility. They were used by multiple units. The anti-aircraft variation was very good because they were close range support for armor columns when they're in the forward fields and enemy aircraft are trying to knock out the tanks.
We're really excited. We've only had it for a couple of months, so we're still putting in the signage, we're still doing the research to find out, to be able to tell the best story that we can tell out there. But this really adds to that additional story of being able to show how transportation was able to bring combat vehicles forward, because combat vehicles don't transport themselves very, very easily. So to be able to get them moved forward so that they can become usable right away, this was the chance to really tell that story.
We have experimental vehicles because at one time we actually did a lot of experimentation within the Transportation Corps itself. Most people don't realize that. We have a jetpack. Most people don't realize the Army played around with jetpacks at one time or another. It's great when they sit there and they recognize something, whether it be that, not even World War II, any of the operations, they sit there and go, oh my God, that's what I operated. And sometimes it's not even a piece of equipment. Sometimes it's simply a photograph of what they operated and they're happy about it because it's like, yeah, I used something just like that when I was over there. So it gives them a context and people have a chance to discuss it and talk about it.
Come and ask us more about the half-track. We're always happy to talk about it. And in a couple of months, you'll be able to read about it just like now.
Sometimes the front lines are on foreign shores like Afghanistan. Other times our heroes work to keep us safe here at home.
Since 3 years old, I've had this core value in me that I just like that thing of serving other people.
I have a passion for helping people, and I really hope that I can make a difference in the community. So I decided that I wanted to be a police officer, and I took the leap and applied.
I became interested in becoming a police officer when I was getting in trouble in high school. I just liked the way the officers mentored me, and pretty much after the officers mentored me and got me in the right path and stuff, I just stayed focused and accomplished the goal.
Well, I first wanted to be a police officer coming out of high school. I was originally supposed to be in the military serving as an MP. Kind of put those dreams on the shelf for a while and started working to support my family and everything else. But figured why not just go after what I always wanted to do, which was be a police officer. So I applied and stuck it through the 6-month process, and I was able to actually achieve the dream of making it to at least to the academy.
I just expected to come in here and get taught from the bottom up. So, and that's been true, but there's definitely been a lot of trying experiences that I never could have guessed would have happened, things that have molded me as a person. I've changed so much in just 6 weeks.
You learn to become family with the people you're with as you go through it, and that was one of the greatest things I took away from the experience. And you have to be able to adapt to what they're telling you to do and be able to just try your hardest and actually go through the experience.
The physical demands of the academy and the mental demands of the academy are very high. Because as being a police officer, you're called to all kinds of situations where you need to be mentally and physically ready to handle those situations. So there's a lot of running, there's a lot of push-ups, there's all kinds of functional fitness type activities that are done in our academy. But the neat thing is the recruits, once they get through the academy, they get towards that graduation date, they look back on their experience and they know that it's all for a reason.
And they expect us to perform and to even like overreach what is like the minimum. The minimum will not do. It's got to be the best.
It is just everything I thought it would be, but it's routinely and daily showing me that there's always more to do in it. So every day I'm finding something new about myself or about the job and everything else. So it's an extremely enjoyable process.
The job has molded me to be more confident. You'll be independent enough to make a decision by yourself, and you have a support team. This is the biggest family, I would say, that I have. Anytime you see any officer from even another community, it's an automatic family thing.
Do it, join the academy, get in, and the academy will help you realize if it's for you or if it's not for you. For me, it just helped me realize even more that it's something I fell in love with that I didn't even realize I may have until after the experience was over.
If you make it through, obviously you have something in your heart and that is possessing you to do so. So
I would say wonderful thing to be a part of, and I don't think I could have ever expected it to be as awesome as it is right now.
Those candidates thrive on challenge, a desire to help others, and are willing to push their physical limits. When we return, heroes come home. Stay with us. This episode of Hometown Heroes brought to you by Hampton Roads Chevy Dealers. Our service members sacrifice a lot, but they don't do it alone. There are organizations that support them, one for more than 7 decades, the USO.
Today is the busiest day we have of the year. It's called block leave. It's where the Army at Fort Eustis send their aviation students home on leave. They want them to go home on vacation. We have about 677 that will be dropped off at the airport between 2 o'clock in the morning and 4 in the morning. And they're all waiting for flights to go home for Christmas to see their loved ones.
USO's been around a long time. We're out here for the troops. And if any troops want to come in, we're here for them, we support them, and we just give them a place to come in and relax and give something to eat. I mean, I was in the military, I know how it is, so I'm giving back.
This is actually my first time at the USO. I came here because I heard it was a nice place to relax and get some snacks. I've been able to sit in the quiet room, enjoy some time alone, and eat some food because I haven't been able to eat because we've been so busy getting ready for holiday block leave.
They take care of us really, really good. They give us good food. And the people that volunteer here, they're just nice. They offer all the help they could give. They give you your comfort. They make you feel at home. You meet other people, you get to know their stories, you get to know where they come from, why they joined.
Really, yeah, it brings us all really together. It makes it more of a family.
He works in a completely different hangar from me. I work on a different hangar from him, and he's on the opposite side of the whole company. And this is my first time even meeting this guy, and he's a pretty cool guy, in all honesty.
When they're here, they are our guests. So we provide everything they need so that they don't have to do anything except enjoy the time and enjoy waiting for their flight. None of this could happen without the donations we receive. We're a nonprofit organization, of course, and our sponsors make this happen. We have recliners for them to sleep on. We have an Xbox gaming machine back there, 2 laptop computers, television that they can watch videos, DVDs, live TV, anything they'd like. And then we have games, all kinds of board games and that kind of thing. There aren't any bunks or bunking areas in the airport, so we have quite a few cots and blow-up beds that have been donated. We put them along the walls of the airport so they can sleep on a cot, a blow-up bed, or just cuddle up with a blanket and a pillow somewhere until it gets close to the time for their flight.
No, I was not fortunate enough to get a cot or a chair. I prefer the floor.
There's a couple of them here that sleep on the side of the floor, and my back is hurting just watching them. I think it's important because it gives the troops support. And there's somebody out there doing something for them. They're doing so much for us that we're giving back to them.
I just think it's a great place for any service member.
I'm on my way home. It's actually a surprise for my parents. I told them that I wasn't going to be able to make it, so they have no idea that I'm on my way home. I just want to thank the USO and for everyone who donates, everyone who volunteers and is here for the military. It makes me feel happy, honestly.
Some people coordinate a surprise for their families. Other homecomings are dates long waited for on the family calendar. Either way, the homecoming greeting is amazing.
My name is Roy Gordon, and my son is in VF 81, the Sunliners. I'm here to welcome him home. You know, this is an exciting time for the whole family. We're always excited when they come home. It's a great time to be able to come home before a holiday. It was always wonderful to be able to do that. I spent a lot of holidays away from home, so I know how much it means, not only to the individuals on the ship, but also for the families at home. That's where it really counts.
The kids love to come out. We all have signs. It's just a fun thing to do for the aircrew to arrive and see them all flying at once. So, great day to be an American. We love it.
We had a great deployment and even better homecoming to come back to my newborn baby girl, only a year old. I only saw her a couple months this year, but I'm going to make up for lost time here over the holidays. We're proud to serve our country in any capacity, but when we found out we're going to be home for the holidays, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of happy sailors out there.
We were the first dynamic force employment, so we did a whole bunch of cool new stuff that allowed us to remain operationally unpredictable, and so we got to do some really cool stuff, but it's always fun coming back home. And just in time for Christmas.
We are just so excited. It's better than Christmas. We are staying home and enjoying time with Dad.
Oh, I'm welcoming my son back home. We're getting not only him, but his daughter. Grandchild due December 30th. So yes, we've got 2 big homecomings. Best gift I'll get.
It feels great to be home, of course, but I think I am fulfilled. I think the command is fulfilled. I think we did some different things than what's the naval aviation enterprise has done over the course of the past few decades that are critical to our national security. Our sailors performed magnificently. I couldn't be more proud of them. Couldn't be more proud of our air crew, and I think everybody's happy to be home and be with their families, especially around the holidays.
It's just been a very different deployment than what I've been used to in the past, and we did an outstanding job. Everyone worked hard, did what was asked of us, which is something that hasn't been asked in a long time, and I think we answered that call.
My eyes just keep tearing up, you know, it's just, I used to feel that when a ship was coming home or an air wing came home, that without electricity, the entire city of Virginia Beach could light up just from the energy and the love. So I still feel like that, you know, seeing the signs. It didn't matter if I knew who was flying in or not. Seeing those signs as you come in the front gate just always was very exciting and brought tears to my eyes, and like now.
There's nothing quite like the joy of a homecoming reunion. We're just getting started with our salute to hometown heroes. Stay with us. This episode of Hometown Heroes brought to you by Chevrolet. Unsung heroes work under the radar. Today there is a new generation training to modernize our ships and keep our Navy safe.
My name is Bill Crow and I'm president of the Virginia Ship Repair Association. I actually retired I was the first commander of Joint Expeditionary Base Little Creek, Fort Story. I was in the saddle when it transitioned from Naval Amphibious Base Little Creek to Joint Expeditionary Base Fort Story, Little Creek. The Virginia Ship Repair Association is an industry organization representing the many trades and technical certifications and requirements of ship repair of ships that exist out there, both commercial and Navy, of which our primary concern and the majority of our repairs that we do here in Hampton Roads are for our United States Navy. The members of our organization are proud, they're passionate, they're patriotic, and they're productive. We are fixing, we are maintaining, and we are modernizing those ships, and they take an enormous amount of pride in the fact that they put those sailors on the most ready ships that the world could be offered.
My name is Antonio Spivey. My job title is an inside machinist at BAE Ship Repair. I refurbish shafts for Navy vessels. I'm keeping the ships sailing and being able to move out on time. We do our training through Virginia Ship Repair Association, and it's important to follow the safety rules that they put in place for us. They made us feel real comfortable with the safety training they was giving us, and it make you feel comfortable working in the shipyard, how they train us. I won the Junior Tradesman Award 2018, and I felt real appreciated, and I didn't know that they appreciated me like that to even nominate me. My daughter's in the Navy, and I'm happy that she's protecting the country, and with me helping the Navy keep their ships afloat and keeping them safe and being able to do their job, I'm proud of that.
My name is Candace Winslow. I work for General Dynamics, NASCO Norfolk. I'm a pipe welder in the ship repair industry. I put the pipes back together, I put the ship back together. If I don't do my job right, the systems don't work correctly and the ship can't do its job. We have to do a lot of training once a year on them, just to know the systems, how the process works, what paperwork's to fill out, and all that stuff. The Virginia Ship Repair Association is who provides the trainings to us to safety orientations, WAF and tag out safety training, and all of that different stuff just in the ship repair industry. I feel like it's a high honor that I'm allowed to be able to go on these ships and to honestly see their world of it, but also to know that I'm doing my job to make them able to go out to sea to allow us to be here today.
Serving, so that others can do their job. In Hampton, Virginia, there is a group of firefighters at Fire Station 1 who volunteer to keep us safe.
I'm Barry Sprague. I'm a captain with the Volunteer Fire Department, Hampton Volunteer Fire Company at Station 1 in the city of Hampton. The history of this station here, or actually the Volunteer Fire Company, company number 1, was established in 1884 as a volunteer company. It was the first fire department for the city of Hampton. They have a long history of continuous running as a volunteer company. The first station, the volunteers actually lived in. There was somebody in the house the whole time, including their family. We have one member who's still here that was actually a child and grew up in the fire station. Living in the fire station, it's for 24 hours, it is your home, it is their home. When the volunteers come down, we fill in just like as if we are a paid crew. We don't get paid, but we do everything that the paid staff do. I myself can come in and actually take over and be in charge of one of the pieces of equipment, the engine, the tower, with a paid crew working with me. So I can take an officer's seat as an officer and run the crew. We're having issues with our sleeping quarters for the volunteers, And when we're here, we try to share, not share the bunks, but actually sleep in the spare bunks that are open. We are decided as a company that we were going to go ahead and install beds in our meeting room and plus redo the meeting room. Prior to this, we had regular beds in the office or in the meeting room, and it took up space. This allows us, when we're not sleeping, to actually have a larger meeting room where we can hold different functions like association meetings, dinners, whatever we choose. We have a larger meeting room now because we can hide the beds.
All right, we're here on day 3 of a multi-day install. Now this has been one of the biggest installs that we've been a part of, that I've been a part of, as far as the Seco beds are concerned. We have 5 Seco beds that are going in here. It's for the volunteer fire crew that works at the station, and I think it's turning out really, really good. I think we really had to go a little bit over the top with how we were going to anchor these units, but also to where it's very comfortable for the volunteers that come in here and do such an awesome job. So this is a little bit a part of what we can do for them too. So it's really cool.
I'm Jacinta with Closet Factory, and I happen to be here at the Hampton Volunteer Fire Company, where I had the opportunity to do the room for the volunteers here. So I'm excited. Today is the day that, it's been a several day install. Projects of this size, are not our usual, residential projects that can kind of be knocked out in a day.
Are you ready to go and take a look at it?
Exactly, yes. I'd like to see it come all to fruition. Wow, this looks great. Oh my goodness. It's so great to see it all come to fruition. I'm never, I can never get enough of seeing it come from the computer design to, actual.
From the drawing board to the actual product.
Exactly. This is great. And now that you guys have all the trophies displayed, it's perfect. We've got your Murphy beds now. Because initially, I remember on this back wall, there was just, a couple of just like, beds or trundle type beds or
we used to have 8 wooden beds.
Mm-hmm.
We just had not enough space to put a crew.
Right.
This way I can sleep an engine crew of 3,
mm-hmm.
or in our case, sometimes we have 5 on an engine.
Right.
So they can come in, do duty, and sleep on the beds that they don't have to worry about finding some place to sleep.
Right. It's one thing to improve the life, of a husband or wife in a regular closet, but this space is actually going to improve the lives of many volunteers who sacrifice, their time and their efforts to help others. They put their lives on the line. And so knowing that I could just, provide a little piece of something that will make their time here, well spent and enjoyable is very precious to me. And knowing that it will be here and be able to do that for years to come.
We're very pleased with the outcome. It definitely displays and shows what we need to have done with our antiques, our items, our history. And this will show it for a long time from now and into the future.
From firefighters to police officers to welders, from members of our military to the volunteers working to keep them comfortable, we appreciate the dedication and service of our hometown heroes. And until next time, let me take this opportunity to say thank you. This episode of Hometown Heroes brought to you by Hampton Roads Chevy Dealers.